Hi, I'm Chef Scott Samuel here at the Culinary Institute of America. Today I'm going to show you how to make a pistachio baklava. It's a simple traditional dish, and I've chosen to take out all the butter and substitute it completely with canola oil. This is going to lower the saturated fat, and I'm going to have a very nice, light, flaky, crispy baklava. I've chosen to use pistachios, which I've toasted and chopped. I'm going to add cinnamon, very traditional base to that. Small amount of sugar, quarter cup of sugar. And that is the body of the baklava. The next thing I'm going to do is work with phyllo dough. So phyllo dough is very delicate, and I've unwrapped it, taken out of the box, and now I'm going to go ahead and work with it. And I've chosen to do this size of pan, so I'm going to go ahead and cut my phyllo down to that size. So working with phyllo dough, I want to have a towel on hand to cover it so it doesn't dry out. Simple canola oil. I'm going to brush the bottom and the sides. And then I start my build. I'm going to do 2 sheets of phyllo. And it doesn't need to be exactly pretty because this is all going to come together. 2 sheets of phyllo on the bottom. Take my canola oil. Then take a little bit of my pistachio sugar cinnamon mixture. And then another 2 sheets of phyllo. And we're going to repeat this process until we're all out of the pistachio mixture. So 2 sheets of phyllo. And you can either choose to brush the canola oil on, or if you have one of these misters, you can go ahead and spray it on. And the other component that I wanted to discuss was I have a little bit of milk. Since I've taken out all of the butter and I have milk solids in butter that help leaven the baklava, what I want to do is just add a little bit more of that milk. So kind of keeping the phyllo moist, layer of canola oil and a dot of milk. Then I can move on to the next layer and continue on with this build. Pistachios, phyllo, canola oil, milk, and go through this whole process. All right, so on our last layer here, as I've been doing through pistachios, phyllo, canola, drips of milk, I'm on the last layer here, about to make the top. And I'm going to do 3 layers on the very end of phyllo. And then I'm going to go ahead and brush with canola oil, and then I'm going to refrigerate it for about 15 minutes so that I can come back and cut it. All right, so we are ready to go. I've substituted 100% of the butter for canola oil. This is going to make for a heart-healthy baklava that has lighter texture, lighter flavor, and still crispy and flavorful. Let me chill this for a while before we cut and put it in the oven. I've decided to prick these in the middle of each of the triangles with a touch of clove. It helps hold down the phyllo, and it gives it a little bit of flavor. So I'll go through and do the rest of those. In the meantime, I'm going to make a simple syrup. This is the syrup that we'll pour over the baklava when it comes out of the oven. So we have a cup of sugar, half a cup of water, our honey, cinnamon, and vanilla. And I'm going to bring this to a boil and cook it for up to 10 minutes until I get a thick texture similar to maple syrup. And then I'll take it off the heat, and this will be ready for when the baklava comes out of the oven. All right, so very simple recipe in terms of flavor. pistachios, canola oil, cinnamon, sugar, phyllo, a touch of clove. I'll put this in the oven for half an hour. All right, our syrup is looking like the perfect texture for the baklava. This was our sugar, honey, water, vanilla, and cinnamon. So it looks like maple syrup. That's the right texture. Let's pull the baklava out of the oven. All right, just drizzle it around. I want it to get into the crack so that it soaks into the baklava. We'll let this cool for about 15 or 20 minutes before we go ahead and try it. There we have it, pistachio baklava made with canola oil. Enjoy.